You know, it's safe to assume that Waffle House is one of the weirdest places on the planet. It's one of the only places where you can find a wig in the toilet and like a stray pube in your hash browns. It's the Motel 6 of chain breakfast diners, so you're obviously gonna find some weird stuff there. But before we get into the actual reviews, I want to start with this. A Waffle House Valentine's Day date. Lobster Jesus did not die for this. If I was taking on a date to Waffle House, I'd be so fucking mad I'd probably shit out my heart. Alright, I'm not going to ask any more questions, because if I do, I'm probably going to get a sharp pain behind one of my eyes. Mrs. K USA chimes in with, "There's an aunt in my husband's eggs." Oh, well, thank God it wasn't an uncle. Come on. You were one letter off. Daniel Buchanan writes, "Bad, survive." Okay, I have a lot of questions. 1. What person with the last name like fucking Buchanan would eat at a Waffle House? 2. What the fuck does this review even mean? Is he saying it's bad and you should be lucky to live? Or is he pissed that the food didn't kill him? What the fuck happened? No whipped cream. Drive past. Imagine being so petty that you leave a 2-star review because they didn't have any whipped cream. While this William Siegfried guy may look like a usual sister fucker, he has very high standards. Okay, I'm not going to read this whole editorial from Lisa Bird, but there's one thing that stood out to me. She got pissed because her food was cooked by a guy who had a lit cigarette behind his ear. I think this is unfair, because if my food was cooked by a guy that keeps a lit ciggy behind his ear, the food would either be amazing, or I'd be fucking terrified to complain. GIAU complains that the customers had guns. Okay, this is Waffle House, not Olive Garden, so back off, high maintenance. Only 2 workers there at 7 p.m., 1 cook and 1 server. Am I the only person that's concerned about Maggie Roman, that she goes to a Waffle House at 7 at night? I mean, unless she went there for drugs, which would make sense considering the time, location, and all that, but still. Toyota Phillips writes, "The food was good, but our waitress Kevin was rude." What the fuck was that? Huh? So I've given myself about 3 minutes to figure out what the fuck went on there. I got nothing, really. Mr. Thimedype, that wasn't even fucking close, says that the food was shuck, and I be back. You know, man, it's such a sad story that Arnold Schwarzenegger had a stroke. You already know. What do we know, Rosaline? What do we know? What do we know? That society's crumbling? Now, one of the worst things that these people who leave reviews do are leave photos with their reviews. How long did they leave that bread in the toaster for? How many hours? Because that's not toasty. That's ash. I don't know what part of this photo is gonna cause me night terrors, honestly. Is it the yellow snow in the bowl, or the fucking eyeball near the chicken? Okay, so this is what they did to Cartone's head once they got out of Waltz's bed, huh? And lastly, we have this. A watermelon smart car. Really? Really? This seems like the type of car that'd be driven by a guy that would take his girlfriend to a Waffle House date. And we've gone full circle for this video. So that's going to be it for me. I've been County Line, and I need to hit the road.